Hello lovely people of the world, my name is Justin and welcome to our Love Withstanding YouTube channel. This video is a follow-up to my previous video where I visited my parents' house for the first time in 3 years. In that video, vast majority of people had commented that I should not leave my kids with my parents. I will be addressing that later in this video. This video is recorded on March 26, 2023 and we have not given birth yet. I already lost my bet that the baby will come out on the 25th. The events described in this video actually took place a while ago while my wife was still working. As some of your viewers already know that my wife recently went on a medical leave, so she's staying home and taking it easy. So let's pick up from where we left off from our last video update. The following Saturday, after I visited my parents, my wife went to work for the day shift at the retirement home where she works. I was at home with the kids doing my usual routine with the kids. I called my dad at 10 in the morning. He answered the phone and after a brief exchange of pleasantries, I told him that I am coming over today with the kids to clean out the room. And my wife went to work, so I am alone with the kids. I can hear my mom in the background, but I couldn't make out what she was saying. Then my dad confirmed with me that I'm bringing the kids. Then he relayed the message to my mom. Then he said, come over at 11 o'clock instead. I said okay and ended the call. I was surprised that they didn't put up a more resistance. I was ready to rebuttal their resounding no. At 11 o'clock, I bundled up the girls and packed their diaper bag with some snacks. I packed a few of their toys in a separate bag. I loaded the kids in my car and made my 5-minute drive to my parents' house. After I arrived at their house, I unloaded the kids from the car and I held one hand of each of my girls and walked towards the front door. I rang the doorbell and waited. A few moments later, my dad cracked open the door little bit, just enough for him to stick his head out. He smiled at Sabrina and said, "어서 오세요," meaning welcome in polite form. He opened the door wider and the girls were hesitant to go in. They were staring at my dad with a cautious look. I gave a gentle nudge on Sabrina's back and Sabrina and Chanel walked through the door. I walked through the door after them and I was helping Chanel take her boots off. And I told Sabrina to wait by the door so that I can help her take her boots off after. Sabrina stood still on the rug by the front door. That's when my mom came downstairs while saying, "어서 와," meaning welcome in casual form. My mom immediately started helping Sabrina take her boots off. I was pleasantly surprised that my mom did that without me asking her. I unpacked some of their toys and laid them out on the floor while I was kneeling on the floor. Chanel was wandering around the room with her curious eyes wide open, but Sabrina was hanging on to my neck from behind while I was kneeling on the floor. My mom and dad were sitting on the sofa near where I was at. Sabrina was trying to make sure that I was between herself and my parents in front of me. I took this selfie with Sabrina hanging onto my neck and I also took this selfie that included everyone in the room. I want to make sure we have this picture just so that in the future I can tell the kids that they actually met their paternal grandparents at least once in their life. I took a short video clip of their interaction, but before I roll the clip, I want to set it up for you. Of the toys that I brought with me, I made sure to bring 2 of each toys because I know the girls will fight over the same toy. But in my diaper bag, I had one of digital LED drawing pad, which I didn't know it was there. It was a gift from one of our family friends a few days earlier. At that point, I didn't know if the girls would enjoy it or not, so I didn't bother buying the second identical toy. Chanel found this drawing pad while rummaging through my diaper bag, and she was playing with it. As usual, Sabrina wanted to play with the drawing pad. So after a few minutes, I tried asking Chanel if she wants to share, but she refused. that my mom stepped in and she distracted Chanel, then took the drawing pad away from her and gave it to Sabrina. Chanel realized what had happened and began to cry her eyes out. My mom immediately felt bad for Chanel and picked her up and tried to console her. My mom was urging me to buy the second of the same toy immediately. So let's roll the clip.
야, 당장 어디가 찾아봐. 인터넷 찾아보든지 다 찾아봐.
알아요. 그거 가지고 좀 싸울 줄이야.
몰랐네.
뒤에서 그냥 열심히.
I asked my parents if they have a paper and pencil for Chanel to draw, so now both girls were content. My mom says she has some dumplings and that she will feed the kids while I go clear up my old bedroom. I ate few of the dumplings and it was actually very delicious. I have a lot of fond memories of eating home-cooked meals when I used to live there. I set up the kids with their bibs and water bottles and I let my mom feed the kids. Myself and my dad went up to my room to clean up my old bedroom. I asked my dad if he had gone to see a doctor and he said no and that he's doing some home remedies so he doesn't need to go see a doctor. After making various attempts, I ended up dropping the topic by saying that I'll check back 1 week later. I didn't want to force him to go see a doctor by tricking him to get into my car and actually drive him to a clinic or anything of that nature because I don't want to treat him like a child. Going to see a doctor would have to be something he agreed to do. After packing all my stuff that I needed to pack, I came back downstairs. My mom said kids ate only 3 pieces of dumplings each and now they are eating cookies. It was very nice to see mom was actually feeding the girls and bonding with them. Both Sabrina and Chanel were taking turns coming up to me to show me what they had drawn on their drawing pads. Each time I appraised their drawings and I followed up with go show it to your grandpa or grandma, whoever was nearest at the moment. And the girls would go up to my dad or mom and show them their drawings. Mom was quick to give praise to the girls, saying the pictures are beautiful, even though in reality it's just the squiggle lines that doesn't resemble anything. But my dad seemed out of practice when it comes to giving fake compliments to kids, but I appreciated his effort. I mentioned that the girls never had a birthday party where their paternal grandparents were in it. So I said I'll bring the girls over next time to celebrate their joint birthday party. I offered to bring food for everyone. I pulled up Uber Eats app on my phone and I started naming all the Korean and other Asian dishes I could buy in the area. When I mentioned udon noodles, my dad said he'll try that. But my mom kept saying, don't buy anything for me, I'm on a special diet. I said I'll come over next Saturday and we'll just call it a joint birthday celebration for the girls even though it's not their birthday. I tried to confirm with each of my parents regarding the plan and my dad nodded his head in agreement. But mom said, why are you bothering me so much? I was taken back by that comment. I said, the other day you were accusing that my wife is keeping me prisoner at home and forbidding me to go to see my parents. And now if I want to come over next Saturday, your response is, why are you bothering me? Mom had no response to that and I took her silence as an acceptance to the plan for the next Saturday. I packed all my stuff, bundled up the girls, I was helping Chanel put her winter boots on and mom was helping Sabrina put her boots on, even though I did not ask her to do it for me. When we walked out the door, mom was waving from inside the house, but my dad followed me out the door. I put Chanel in her car seat first and then I held Sabrina's hand and brought her over to where my dad was standing. And I said to Sabrina, Sabrina, say, I love you, Grandpa. And Sabrina said, I love you, Grandpa. My dad smiled, and after 3 seconds of silence, he said, thank you, in English. Then after another 5 seconds of more awkward silence, he said, I love you, to Sabrina in English. I managed to force those words out of him. It was awkward, but it's a first baby step. Hopefully this is the beginning of a bond between Sabrina and her grandpa. I'm doing this for my girls. As long as my grandparents are alive, I want my girls to have happy memories of their grandparents. I don't want to rob them of those memories. This is the end of today's story time, but I will have another video update soon regarding what came out of the birthday plan. Please subscribe to our channel so you can follow our saga of love withstanding. Before I end the video, I want to address the most common comment we received in our last video update. Many of you have voiced your concerns regarding leaving the kids with my parents without my presence. When I floated the idea that we don't have anyone to watch the girls while my wife and I go to the hospital, I did that because I wanted to gauge my parents' reaction. In the past, when I said Sabrina's first birthday is coming up, my mom's response was, "You go live your life," with this dismissive hand gesture. When I floated the idea that no one's watching the girls, I was prepared for the same kind of response. But when I heard a completely different response, I didn't want to dampen my mom's excitement, and I want to encourage her excitement to see the girls. In reality, my wife and I actually have plans A through D all laid out in meticulous details, so to my lovely viewers out there, you do not need to worry. Please be sure to look out for our birthing vlog when it drops. Trina G asked, question, may seem weird, is he reading off something? Answer to that question is absolutely yes. I'm reading my script that's scrolling up on my teleprompter right now. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content from Love Withstanding. Bye everyone.